Hi, my name is Susan, and I work at a high school, a public high school. And for many, many, many years, I have taught English in the special education department. My students have always been LD, learning disability, have a learning disability, or students who are on the spectrum. This never presented any kind of problem for me as far as classroom management. They were eager to learn and eager to please, and everything went well for many, many years. Until this year. This year, the students were kind of re-divided up. And along with my students that I typically have with learning disabilities and spectrum issues, I now have students who have behavior challenges. I was not prepared for that. After school started, I was shocked at some of the responses I got. There was a lot of profanity. They were challenging me, arguing constantly. I mean, it was so upsetting to me and such a shock to me that I was getting sick. I had a stomach ache, I had a headache. I couldn't sleep at night. I was stressed out. And I felt like I could hardly teach the class. All I could do was try to keep the class under control. The students were so bad. And I did try to go to the teachers who commonly teach these students, and I said, please give me some advice. What do you do that makes you successful in the classroom? Well, one of them is a big, strong guy, and he's kind of intimidating, and that's kind of what he uses to control the situation and get things done and get the lesson done and stuff. The other one was into negotiating a lot. If you work for 10 minutes, then I'll give you 10 minutes of free time, or if you do this, I'll do that. And so I said, thank you. I'll try to do that. Neither of those were a good fit for me. Obviously, I'm not intimidating. And the negotiation thing was kind of hard for me too, because I felt so disrespected and like very little effort was being put out on their part, so I didn't feel like rewarding that. So neither of those was very good. We were running around in circles. I wasn't getting any of my lessons accomplished, and don't forget there was still a lot of kids in there who wanted to learn. And so I thought about it. I don't know, I'm going to sit down on my nook and sit there and look up behavior programs. So I went through, no, that one won't work. No, that one won't work. No, I don't want to do that one. No, that won't work. Finally, I got to one called Teaching Love and Logic, or Teaching with Love and Logic. I thought, well, maybe I'll read that one a little bit. So I started reading it. I devoured the entire book in one night. I mean, I stayed up reading. I'm like, this is going to help me. This I can do. This fits my personality. So I thought, I can't remember all this at once, so I'm just going to pick one of those lines. The one I picked was, I can't argue right now because I'm teaching class, but I'm available to argue at 3:15. I rehearsed it over and over again, and I also felt empowered by the fact that I didn't have to provide the consequence immediately. So I didn't have to use up all my class time providing the consequence or making sure that consequence happened. I could tell myself or them that the consequence could follow at another time. So I started class the very next day. It worked great. They were not happy with me. I kept repeating it. I'm not available to argue right now because I'm teaching class, but I am available at 3:15. No one ever showed up at 3:15, but it really cut things down, and it gave me something to say. I was prepared, and I was able to start teaching class. I did work on consequences later on after school, but it was a great relief to me. I met with these same teachers about maybe a week or so after I started doing that, and they said, what's going on? It sounds like there's been some changes. We've had some complaints. I said, really? I feel great. And I did. I was sleeping again. Stomach ache was gone. I knew what I was doing. I was getting my English accomplished, and they were complaining to the other teachers and their parents that I wouldn't take their work and stuff like that. I will take their work on time. And that gave me all the relief I needed, and everything else started falling in place. Second semester, good as gold.